Welcome back to the Wizard Shop, and today it's time to ride the Lightning. Let's take a look at this really sweet F-150. Let's get started. And yes, that is a reference to Metallica's album, Ride the Lightning. One of the best heavy metal bands in existence. It's kind of a toss-up between them and Pantera. They're one of my favorites. But we're going to take a look around this thing, but it's here for timing chains. I don't think there's anything wrong with the motor, and luckily it's not a 3-valve piece of trash. It's a 2-valve supercharged 5.4. I'm totally cool with the 5.4 motor as long as it doesn't have the 3-valve garbage on it. We're actually going to get it on the lift and look at the brakes because he's concerned about the brakes to see how much life is left in them, if there's any issues with the brakes. But before we dive in, let's take a step around this thing and just take it all in. It's beautiful, guys. I love these trucks. This thing is 22 years old almost, and it is still looking sweet. It's a timeless design. I mean, it's just you say it's just an F-150, but they've done some things to it that make it look really, really nice. And honestly, I think the values of these things are going to go up, if not already pretty high, because even though they have really cool trucks coming out, new trucks, they just don't have this charisma to them. They look like, the front end looks like bugs. They look like insects. This has got the old school F-150, nice flowing, kind of a bubbly look to it. I had family members say it looked like a minivan when these came out. It doesn't look like a minivan to me. This is SVT Lightning, and it is very fun to drive, very powerful. This one's in very good shape. It's not caved in or dented or scratched or beat up. As we walk around to this side, you can see that from the factory it was lowered. It also has side pipes on the side, exhaust, which I think some of the F-150s had that stock, but that's got a dual tip on the end. Probably sounds a little better as well. It has a tonneau cover. It really helps with aerodynamics, but also keeps the bed nice and clean. And I really like the color. It's almost like a fire engine red. What do you think, Mrs. Wizard?
Oh, most definitely fire engine red.
Very, very pretty. I love the wheels, the 5-spoke aluminum wheels. Let's go ahead and pop the hood on this thing. Look at that Eaton supercharged goodness, guys. Absolutely beautiful. 360 horsepower, 440 pound-feet of torque. By today's standards, it's probably not a whole lot, but in this day, it was very, very powerful. It still is. It's still a very powerful, very fast truck. 0 to 60 in 5.2. It'll keep up with most Mustangs very easily. And like I said, this is not the 3-valve motor. I'm sure the owner and me as well are very thankful for that. The customer wants a quote on timing chains and guides and everything. I think mostly for preventative maintenance, just to make sure it's done and nothing goes wrong. And I don't blame them. It's a really special motor. You really want to take care of it, make sure it stays in the best shape that it can, which will help increase the value of it, really. Let's go ahead and take a look at the interior and let Mrs. Wizard show you guys around.
So I know, ladies and gents, normally we look at how many miles this has and I turn it on, but that part doesn't illuminate. So we actually don't know what the mileage is on this car. But from the look of it, this has got to be a garage princess, because look at that dash. Not one hint of a crack in there. Now, I wish I could tell you that this is something different than any other Ford product, but I can't. Those are standard Ford gauges, standard Ford buttons. But what I can say is look how nice they look. A lot of times by the time they're hitting this age, that age of being over 20 years, these buttons are starting to get rubbed off. You know, you can't always read what everything says. This is not that way. So if we look here, we do have a dual adapter for we can get power for our accessories. That closes up nicely. And if we open up this side, the cup holder still is there and still works great. Even after all these years, it slides in and out just like a champ. If we look here at the seat, they do have special SVT seating, which it does say so right there on the back of that chair. And it does have suede accents on both the passenger, the middle, and the driver's seat does have a cover over it. I can't show you because I'm seated in it, but there is a cover there. I'm not going to take it off. Not sure if he's just protecting it or if there is other issues beneath it. As we look at the headliner, everything is looking great there. Nothing sagging, no fingerprints, no marks, no nothing. It's just all gray goodness. One last sweep of our dash, And again, looking great in there. Even our controls on the steering wheel, which get touched a ton of times, is still looking good. No scratches or marks there. One thing that is different up here is it does have a white face cluster, which is unique to the SVT, and it does have a boost gauge up above the temperature gauge in that upper right-hand corner, which definitely is handy if you're trying to get that extra boost going down the highway. Otherwise, this thing's in immaculate shape. Let's get this up in the air.
All right, let's go ahead and check out this really cool Lightning. We'll start up here. There is an oil cooler, and it is nice and dry. Right above that is our radiator and condenser and everything. Here's another cooler here. It is not leaking either. Here's our little pump. I believe this is coolant for the supercharger. It pumps it through here. Keeps it cool. I don't see anything leaking on the front of the engine. Go ahead and check these brakes. And they are about 80 to 90% used up. So I'm glad we're checking those. It's going to need new pads. Probably resurface the rotors. Looks like it's had a recent oil change. I'll go ahead and check these brakes. They're also getting pretty thin. Nothing loose there. Both shocks are in good shape, they're not leaking. Come back to the transmission. It's also nice and dry, which is very good. Our catalytic converters are present, which is also good. We live in a day and time where people are robbing emissions equipment off at the CATs. Those are still present. Check our beefy drive shaft here. No leaks at the rear of the transmission. Everything looks good there. It's got the stock exhaust. Here's some water coming out of the exhaust. It's just normal condensation from a cold engine starting up. Everything's looking good on the drive shaft. Oh, look who just arrived.
Oh my God, it's Brian O'Connor's Fast and Furious Lightning.
Yeah, we were riding the Lightning today.
Were you just playing with the drive shaft, I assume?
Oh yeah, for the 30th time.
As always. Hello.
How are you?
Busy.
Yeah, you've had quite a busy last couple of weeks.
Yes, just back from Barrett-Jackson. There weren't any red Lightnings here. Wow.
This one's pretty sweet. It's pretty nice.
I bet.
No leaks on the front of the differential. Rear shocks are nice and dry. And we'll check the back brakes and see where they're at. They're about half gone, but we'll see if the customer wants to go ahead and replace them anyways, since we're going to do the front. Sway bar links are good. Brakes are the same story over here. Nothing loose there or there.
I would like to replace your customer with this car.
Look at there.
Oh, it's flat?
Yep.
That's bad.
Always check spare tires.
How much? I want it.
You want this?
Oh, yeah.
Well, I can let him know you're interested in buying it. It's a sweet car. Truck, I should say.
Yes.
Supercharged 5.4. 2-valve, not the 3-valve, the garbage 3-valve.
You already looked under there?
Under the hood?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No cam phaser problems with these?
No, it's only a 2-valve. They don't have those garbage cam phasers.
Want it.
You want it? Actually, I kind of do too. It's a really nice truck, but I'm not in the market for a car right now.
Oh, Mrs. Wizard, let him buy it.
No.
I just bought a motorcycle.
That sounds like my wife.
Yeah, no. Well, I don't see anything under here that's really a serious issue. We're probably going to put new brakes all around, very likely. We'll go ahead and get this thing on the ground. Tires look good. You're going to start making love to his Lightning?
I had one of these and I sold it way too soon.
Oh, yeah?
First season of Car Issues, we bought one of these.
That's right. What was it, silver or white or
It was
something?
red.
Oh, it was red. I don't even remember the color right.
Like $10,000, $9,500. Like, you can't find that for double nowadays. So, didn't mean to hit you. Especially, yeah. How many miles on this thing?
107,000.
107,000 miles. Yeah, it's about the same too. So it's probably worth 20 grand now.
We actually did get the cluster to light up. It just, I don't know, maybe it's kind of flaky, but it did read 107,000 miles.
Yeah, that's kind of common. They go in and out.
Yeah, this one does the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to get a quote together on some brakes, probably a couple $100 for the front, a couple $100 for the rear. And we'll get some quotes together on the timing chains. I'm not even sure if they need them or not. He just wants to be sure that it's done and take care of it, make sure it lasts a long time. These are really sweet vehicles.
Mm-hmm.
It's worth putting the money into it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my goodness, what are you doing?
I'm just snuggling.
You're snuggling?
I'm not licking this time. I know people don't like the licking, so I'm just snuggling.
Yeah, well, you can snuggle all you want. So I'm really excited to get trucks like this in the shop. We don't do a whole lot of trucks. We don't focus on trucks, but trucks that come from the factory looking like this, we definitely would be interested in working on. Very nice Lightning F-150. If you're curious what kind of tools we're going to use to work on this really nice truck, check my Amazon affiliates link in the description below. We get a small cut and we really appreciate it. And make sure to hit the subscribe button because... Did you get anything on it?
No. We're just having a little moment together.
Okay, because there's so many more cool videos to come. Thanks for watching.
The curve right here, Wizard. It's just perfect.
Okay, come on, let's go.
What? No.
Come on.
Let's Wizard strength. Goodness.